Have you seen housing headlines all around the country and don't know quite what to believe? Well, I'll try to break down some of that in this video and giving you a little bit of what's going on in the city of Detroit and Metro Detroit to tie it all in. And if you stay to the end, I'll be giving you some bonus content with developments that are happening right now in the city. All right, the first article that I wanted to bring is this one right here. And it says, eager home buyers aren't finding much to choose from in the spring market. So this is something that I definitely try to prepare my clients for when we're having our initial talks and consultations, my sellers or buyers actually. So letting them know that, hey, there's a ton of buyer demand out here, but it is not enough houses and houses that are up to the standard that people actually want to buy in. So buyers in this market definitely got to go into it with the open mind. You can't be thinking that all I want is move-in ready without having to touch anything, and I want to pay less value for it. So those two things are just not going together right now. And also because there's less inventory on market, let's take a look at March and April. Home sales were down 12% and 25% respectively, while home prices ticked on up. The reason for this is a shortage of inventory. Right now, we're right about a 2-month supply of inventory. And to put that in perspective, a balanced market where sellers and buyers are on equal footing is about 6 months of inventory. So clearly the ball's in the seller's court. Okay, so why are there so few houses for sale? There's a multitude of reasons dating all the way back to 08, but updating it right now that it has exacerbated it is what we like to call the golden handcuffs right now. So about 2/3 of Americans have mortgage interest rates that are below 4%. And if you've seen mortgage rates anytime lately, they're hovering right around 6.5% to maybe 7% in a lot of different areas. So therefore, we have a lot of sellers that are leaving interest rates to go into much higher ones, and so their monthly payment is definitely going to go up higher unless they put a ton of cash down. I actually have one personal client of mine that called me a couple months ago and said, hey, thinking about selling the house, let me know what the value is. I told him, hey, your value just went up about $150,000. But the problem is, if I move you into another house at a similar price point, then your mortgage payment is going to go up probably about $600 a month. So he's like, man, I don't want to downsize, go into something similar and then pay more. Well, we still haven't listed his property, and we probably won't until we get into a situation that makes sense for him. Now, I don't think that prices and sales have come to a halt. This article right here from Cranes as well is titled that Detroit pending home sales hit a 5-year May high and investors may be the reason why. There were actually 606 pending home sales in the city of Detroit last month in May. That's almost a 10% increase over April and about a 33% increase from May of last year. The article goes into details and talks about a tale of two cities, so to speak. On one hand, you have landlords that are being tired of trying to chase down rent payments, especially post-pandemic when so many people were just not making payments. Now they're all getting those people out of their homes, getting caught up and just deciding, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a landlord anymore. And they're selling their properties. Then you got the flip side of investors nationwide and actually internationally that are looking at Detroit as one of the most affordable places to be able to purchase, and they see all the good things happening in Detroit, and it's becoming a much more stable environment for investors. It also cites an Israeli investor who said he's purchased about 450 homes in the city of Detroit and metropolitan area over the last 5 years. Speaking of nationally, this article is from Zillow giving their home sale and value forecast for 2023. Zillow seems to think that we're going to have about a 5% overall nationwide increase in home values in 2023. And then we're going to have about 4.2 million home sales nationwide, which is going to be about 17% down year over year. So that's only going to exacerbate the issue of inventory and make for prices to continue to rise. So if you're still on the fence about jumping in and buying a house or investing in Detroit or buying in Detroit in general, this may be the time for you to get off the fence and know that things aren't really changing anytime soon. And the sooner you get in, the better it is for you. And if you're on the sell side, make sure you have a very sound reason for why you want to move, and know that, hey, you will get a good bang for your buck for sure. And make sure you roll that into another asset or another home that will make sense for you. Now, as promised, on the development front, here are a few things that are brewing here for you in the city. One that I'm really excited about, because I talk about this area a lot on my channel, is East English Village. So right there on the Warren Avenue corridor, they're getting a new affordable apartment project called The Ribbon. It's gonna go right there between Morningside and East English Village on Warren Avenue. It's slated to be an 18-unit apartment building made for those who are at 80 to 60% of the media area's income levels. And that's gonna put them right between $41,000 and $55,000 per year. So that's good news coming to the east side. The next one is really cool for you downtowners, and that's gonna be a new development down in Brush Park. And that's gonna be the construction of a $49 million hotel in Brush Park, which will be the first AC Marriott in all of southeastern Michigan. Its location will be right there at the Bonstell Playhouse, which has a ton of history going all the way back almost a century. It's slated to be a 10-story, 154-room hotel that's going to be attached to this Bonstell Playhouse, which is also being revitalized as a part of the project. The hotel will be within walking distance of Little Caesars Arena, Ford Field, Comerica Park, the Illich School of Business, and the Detroit Medical Center. And it's scheduled to anchor a series of other developments that's going to be right there between Mack and Woodward. Last but not least, staying in Brush Park, there's a new Brewster Wheeler plan that's planned to be a 200+ apartment site. As a part of the overall vision, there's going to be 52 units that are going to be saved for children who age out of the foster home community, and giving them all types of different supports and access to resources that they actually really need as they become of age and leave the foster system, which I think is a really great initiative, having people in my family who have went through the foster care system themselves. In subsequent plans, 3 other phases of 53-unit buildings will be there for mixed income housing. In addition to that, there are going to be 78 one-bedroom units that are going to be about 600 to 700 square feet, and then 81 two-bedroom units that are going to be 750-ish square feet. There's going to be a ton of other units set aside for lower income housing, and it breaks down 40 units were going to be for people that are 30% of the area median value. 24 units are going to be for people who are 40% of the area's median value. And then lastly, 87 units are going to be for people who are 80% of the area's median value. So overall, a ton of things happen in Detroit and Metro Detroit and the real estate market nationally. I just wanted to highlight a few of these things that are going on and happening. There are a ton of other things that I didn't get to hit on this that I'll be hitting on subsequent videos that I'm really excited about happening in the city. So if you want to check those things out and stay up to date, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos I put out. And don't forget, I'm also a full-time realtor, so if you're looking to make a move with Detroit or within Detroit, feel free to reach out. I love to have your back on your home buying or selling journey. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.